part 2. Okay, so the O2 sensor I replaced yesterday on the truck. I was so focused on the problem, on I think I got it fixed, blah blah blah, that I looked it up on YouTube where the O2 sensors are, blah blah blah, and I was watching it, and the guy's on the passenger side, and I'm like, oh, that's no problem, man, I've already got the wheel well cover off, blah blah blah. So I focused on, I was just like a pit bull to a hamburger, bro, you know what I mean? That's all I got fixed. And that's the reason why I was running so good yesterday for a little bit, and then started farting around a little bit, is because I only replaced the freaking passenger side O2 sensors. Like I said, guys, I was so focused on the problem, I didn't see the hornet's nest in front of me. So this truck has 4 O2 sensors. Look, man, I've been doing this stuff for freaking ever. I just, it's one of those things, I wasn't thinking, that there's 2 heads, 1 exhaust. You know what I mean? I was just so focused on the problem. Anyways, so on the driver's side, the O2 sensor, the upstream, is right here. No big deal, right? And then the downstream, I'll show you where it's at. Downstream's right here. No big deal, right? No big deal. Find the plug. But you can't, the upstream is on a harness up on top of the transmission. So you have to use a really long pair of needles to get up in there. And then you got to shove your arm up in here to get to that, to hold on to the freaking thing so you can get it apart. Engineer, I like to kick your ass, because all you needed is another 6 inches of wire to get that out where you could disconnect it. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so I ordered the O2 sensors. I can't pick them up till 1 o'clock, which is BS, but whatever. So I think that's what the problem is that, I didn't replace both of them, or all 4 of them, and that's the reason why it ran great, but then it started messing up again, because it didn't mess up as bad as it did before. You know what I mean? So we'll get those replaced. Right now I'm gonna work on getting them out, and we'll go from there, man. I'm pretty sure that's gonna take care of the problem. And I appreciate all you guys' comments, man. So yeah, I really do appreciate you guys' comments on this truck. Some of them are a little bit off, but that's okay, because we all work together to find a problem. Because sometimes you may think it's the obvious, but the other person may not think would have thought about that. Like with me on the O2 sensor, I never even thought about the O2 sensor causing it to be messed up. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else would have been like, yeah, that's obvious. You know what I'm saying? So we all kind of work together. No hating. Let's go on, man. Let's do this. Alright, so getting them off. Driver's side's a little bit more difficult, especially getting to the freaking wire connections. The one is up on top of the bell housing, almost impossible to get to. The other one's not too hard, the lower or the downstream. You'll definitely need the 7/8, a long ratchet or wrench, breaker bar, and you'll definitely need one of these. That's a shorty 3/8 oxygen sensor, O2 sensor socket, because on the driver's side, let me show you, the driver's side sits back here in this hole way back there, and you got your brake lines down on the bottom. That's your brake box. So what I did was got a hold of this and real slightly pulled it down so that I could get an extension down in there, so my pry bar is up high and I can crack it loose. As soon as I cracked it loose, I was able to get it out. They weren't seized up at all, so thank God. Thank you, Lord. So we'll wait on the parts, stick it in, go from there. So after the struggle of getting those two freaking things in, while I was putting those in, I went ahead and disconnected the battery to get the ECM to reset itself, so that when I drove it, it would start learning again. Fixed it. Runs like a Cadillac, smooth as silk, got all kinds of power now. I mean, yesterday it was running real good, but today, this freaking thing could get up and move, man. I mean, I just barely touched that gas pedal on that freaking truck. It'd take off. So in a nutshell, if you're having problems with sputting and spurting and feel like you're getting a backfire through the carburetor, replace the 4 O2 sensors, man. There's 4 of them on there. Alright, guys. Appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned, man, because I went ahead and ordered those fuel injectors, and that'll be the next project on this truck. Get those fuel injectors switched out, because the truck's got 183,000 miles on it. And that's kind of the reason why I was replacing a bunch of stuff, because it's old, starting to wear out. So, cool. Appreciate you guys' comments. Stick around for the next show.